A common concern with motorcycles as they age is catastrophic engine failure, not only leaving you stranded on the highway, but potentially causing accidents that could be fatal. Engine problems are among the most expensive and dangerous mechanical nightmares for motorcycles, often costing more than the bike is worth to repair. As per Consumer Reports and leaked internal dealer documents, there are more than a dozen older motorcycle models with engine problems so severe that mechanics refuse to work on them. To help warn both current owners and used motorcycle shoppers, we compiled a list of 10 models from the past decade that stood out as having the most catastrophic engine failures. Before we begin, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content that could save you thousands and potentially your life. Now let's go from bad to absolutely catastrophic. Number 10, 2016 BMW S 1000RR. BMW's flagship superbike was supposed to represent the pinnacle of German engineering, but the 2016 model year turned into a nightmare for owners worldwide. The 999 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine, which produces 199 horsepower, began experiencing catastrophic failures that BMW initially tried to cover up. The primary issue involves the connecting rod bearings, failing without warning, causing complete engine seizure at highway speeds. Multiple riders reported their bikes suddenly locking up the rear wheel during high-speed cornering, resulting in crashes that could have been fatal. According to leaked internal BMW service bulletins obtained through a class action lawsuit, the company knew about defective bearings as early as 2015, but continued production to meet sales targets. One owner from California reported his S1000RR seized completely while doing 85 miles per hour on Interstate 5, causing him to lose control and crash. He suffered 3 broken ribs and a dislocated shoulder. BMW initially denied warranty coverage, claiming the failure was due to aggressive riding. But internal emails revealed technicians were instructed to blame riders rather than admit the manufacturing defect. Consumer Reports gave the 2016 S1000RR the lowest reliability rating possible, with engine failures typically occurring between 8,000 and 15,000 miles. Repair costs averaged $12,000 to $18,000. Often exceeding the bike's value. Even worse, BMW discontinued warranty coverage for many affected bikes, leaving owners financially devastated. Number 9, 2014 Kawasaki Ninja ZX14R. Kawasaki's hyperbike flagship became infamous for what mechanics call the time bomb engine. The massive 1,441 cubic centimeter inline-4 produces 200 horsepower, but a critical design flaw in the oil circulation system causes complete engine failure with devastating consequences. The problem involves inadequate oil flow to the cylinder head during extended high RPM operation, leading to catastrophic seizure without any warning signs. Internal Kawasaki documents leaked during a 2018 lawsuit revealed that engineers recommended design changes in 2013, but management overruled them to avoid production delays. The result was thousands of ZX14Rs with engines that would self-destruct under normal riding conditions. One Texas owner reported his bike seized while passing a semi-truck on a 2-lane highway, causing him to lose power steering and nearly get run over by oncoming traffic. The failure typically occurs between 12,000 and 22,000 miles, always during high-speed operation when the consequences are most dangerous. Mechanics report that when these engines fail, they often punch holes through the engine cases, sending metal debris into the rear wheel and causing immediate loss of control. Consumer Reports documented over 200 cases of sudden engine failure, with repair costs ranging from $15,000 to $20,000. Many insurance companies now consider the 2014 ZX14R a total loss when the engine fails due to the extreme repair costs. Number 8. 2015 Ducati Panigale 1299. Ducati marketed this bike as the ultimate track weapon, but failed to mention it was also a financial weapon of mass destruction for owners. The 1,285 cubic centimeter L-twin engine produces 205 horsepower and features Ducati's signature desmodromic valve system, which requires precision manufacturing that Ducati apparently couldn't achieve consistently in 2015. The primary failure involves the desmodromic valve actuators, seizing due to inadequate tolerances, causing valves to contact pistons at high RPM and resulting in complete engine destruction. Unlike other engine failures that give warning signs, the Panigale's failure is instantaneous and often occurs during track days when riders are pushing the limits. Multiple owners reported their engines exploding spectacularly, with valve springs and metal debris scattered across the track. A leaked Ducati internal memo from 2016 revealed that quality control was compromised due to production pressure and that engines were shipped despite failing internal tests. The memo specifically stated that warranty claims should be denied whenever possible by blaming track use or improper maintenance. One owner from Florida documented his experience fighting Ducati for warranty. Coverage, showing emails where Ducati technicians admitted the failure was due to manufacturing defects, but still denied his claim. Engine failures typically occur between 5,000 and 12,000 miles, with repair costs averaging $18,000 to $25,000. Consumer Reports gave the 2015 Panigale the lowest possible reliability rating and noted that Ducati dealers often refuse to service these bikes due to the likelihood of catastrophic failure. Number 7, 2013, Triumph Daytona 675R. Triumph's middleweight superbike was supposed to compete with Japanese rivals, but instead became notorious for what mechanics call the grenading triple. The 675 cubic centimeter inline-3 engine produces 128 horsepower, but a fundamental design flaw in the crankshaft assembly causes catastrophic failures that often result in fires. The issue involves inadequate oil passages to the main bearings, causing the crankshaft to seize and punch through the engine cases. When this happens at high RPM, the escaping oil immediately ignites on hot exhaust components, creating a fireball that can engulf the entire motorcycle. Multiple owners reported their Daytonas catching fire while riding, forcing them to jump off moving motorcycles to avoid being burned. Internal Triumph emails obtained through discovery in a class action lawsuit revealed that engineers warned management about the oil system defects in 2012, but were told to make it work with existing tooling to avoid retooling costs. The emails show Triumph executives knew about the fire risk, but calculated that lawsuits would cost less than fixing the design. One owner from Nevada documented his Daytona catching fire on video while riding through Death Valley. The bike went from normal operation to complete immolation in under 30 seconds, destroying $8,000 worth of riding gear and nearly killing him. Triumph initially denied his warranty claim, citing environmental factors, but eventually settled when the video went viral on social media. Engine failures typically occur between 8,000 and 18,000 miles, with repair costs averaging $14,000 to $22,000. However, many failed engines also cause extensive fire damage that totals the entire motorcycle. Consumer Reports gave the 2013 Daytona 675R one of the lowest reliability ratings ever recorded for a motorcycle. Number 6, 2012 Honda CBR 1000RR. Honda's reputation for reliability took a devastating hit with the 2012 CBR 1000RR, which became infamous for what insiders call the silent killer engine. The 999 cubic centimeter inline-4 produces 178 horsepower, but a critical flaw in the cam chain tensioner system causes sudden engine seizure without any warning symptoms. The problem involves the cam chain tensioner failing and allowing the timing chain to jump, causing the valves to contact the pistons and resulting in complete engine destruction. Unlike gradual failures that give riders time to pull over safely, the CBR's failure is instantaneous and often occurs during acceleration or cornering when the consequences are most severe. Leaked Honda internal documents revealed that the company received over 1,000 warranty claims for cam chain tensioner failures by mid-2013, but never issued a recall or service bulletin. Instead, Honda quietly revised the part for 2014 production, while denying warranty coverage for earlier bikes, claiming the failures were due to lack of maintenance. Internal emails show Honda technicians were instructed to find any excuse to deny warranty claims, even when the failures were clearly due to the defective tensioner. One owner from Michigan reported his CBR seizing while leaning into a curve at 60 miles per hour, causing him to high-side and slide into oncoming traffic. He spent 6 weeks in the hospital with multiple fractures and burns. Honda denied his warranty claim, stating that crash damage voided the warranty, despite clear evidence that the engine failure caused the crash. Engine failures typically occur between 15,000 and 35,000 miles, with repair costs averaging $8,000 to $15,000. Consumer Reports documented the CBR 1000RR as having one of the highest rates of sudden engine failure of any motorcycle tested. Many motorcycle insurance companies now consider sudden engine seizure a standard exclusion for 2012 CBRs due to the frequency of resulting crashes. Number 5. 2014 Yamaha YZF R1. Yamaha's flagship superbike became a cautionary tale about cost-cutting gone wrong. The 998 cubic centimeter inline-4 crossplane engine produces 180 horsepower and was supposed to revolutionize superbike performance, but instead, it revolutionized how engines can fail catastrophically. The primary issue involves the oil pump drive gear, which was made from substandard materials to reduce costs. The oil pump gear strips without warning, causing complete loss of oil pressure and immediate engine seizure. When this happens at high RPM, the pistons literally weld themselves to the cylinder walls, often punching holes through the engine cases and causing oil to spray onto the rear tire. Multiple riders reported losing control when their rear wheels suddenly broke traction due to oil contamination from their own engines. Internal Yamaha documents obtained through a whistleblower revealed that the company knew about the defective oil pump gears as early as 2013, but decided to use them anyway to meet cost targets. The documents show that Yamaha calculated that warranty claims would cost less than using the properly hardened gears specified by their own engineers. Even more damning, internal emails show Yamaha executives joking about customer-funded R&D when discussing the failures. A particularly horrific case involved a rider from Colorado whose R1 seized while passing a truck on a mountain road. The sudden loss of power caused him to fall back into the truck's blind spot, where he was struck and killed. The subsequent investigation revealed that Yamaha had received 47 reports of oil pump failures in similar circumstances, but had never issued any warnings to riders or dealers. Engine failures typically occur between 6,000 and 20,000 miles, with repair costs averaging $16,000 to $24,000. However, many failures also cause accidents that result in total loss of the motorcycle and serious injury to the rider. Consumer Reports gave the 2014 R1 their lowest reliability rating and specifically warned against purchasing used examples due to the unpredictable nature of the failures. Number 4. 2013 Suzuki GSX-R 750. Suzuki's middleweight superbike became notorious for what mechanics call the oil starvation death trap. The 749 cubic centimeter inline-4 produces 148 horsepower, but a fundamental design flaw in the oil pickup system causes catastrophic failures during cornering and hard acceleration. The issue involves the oil pickup becoming uncovered during aggressive riding, leading to complete loss of oil pressure and immediate engine seizure. The problem is that Suzuki designed the oil pan for cost rather than function, making it too shallow to maintain oil pickup coverage during dynamic riding conditions. When riders lean into corners or accelerate hard, the oil sloshes away from the pickup, causing the engine to run dry and seize within seconds. Multiple track day instructors reported their GSX-R 750s seizing mid-corner, causing high-side crashes that resulted in serious injuries. Leaked Suzuki engineering reports showed that the company knew about the oil starvation problem during development, but decided to proceed with the flawed design to avoid costly tooling changes. Internal memos specifically stated that the oil pan design was marginally adequate for street use, but acknowledged it would fail under spirited riding conditions. Despite this knowledge, Suzuki marketed the bike specifically for track use and even sponsored racing series. One of the most documented cases involved a professional motorcycle instructor whose GSX-R 750 seized during a cornering demonstration at a rider safety course. The bike high-sided at 45 miles per hour in front of 20 students, causing multiple fractures and ending his career. Suzuki denied his warranty claim, stating that track use voided the warranty, despite the failure occurring during a safety course at legal speeds. Engine failures typically occur between 8,000 and 25,000 miles, but can happen as early as 3,000 miles if the bike is ridden aggressively. Repair costs average $12,000 to $20,000, but many failures also cause crash damage that totals the motorcycle. Consumer Reports gave the 2013 GSX-R 750 one of the lowest reliability ratings ever recorded and specifically warned against track use due to the oil starvation problem. Number 3. 2015 KTM 1290 Super Duke R. KTM marketed this bike as the Beast, but failed to mention it was a beast that would financially devour its owners. The 1,301 cubic centimeter V-twin produces 180 horsepower and features advanced electronics, but also features a catastrophic design flaw that causes complete engine destruction without warning. The primary issue involves the connecting rod bolts, which were under-torqued from the factory and gradually loosened during operation. When the connecting rod bolts fail, the connecting rod punches through the crankcase with such violence that it often damages the frame and swing arm. The failure is so catastrophic that most insurance companies consider it a total loss, even on relatively new motorcycles. Multiple owners reported their Super Dukes literally exploding while riding, with engine parts scattered across hundreds of feet of roadway. Internal KTM documents leaked during a European lawsuit revealed that the company knew about the torque specification error but decided not to issue a recall because it would affect their racing program sponsorships. The documents show KTM executives calculating that individual lawsuit settlements would cost less than a global recall and the associated bad publicity during racing season. One owner from Arizona documented his Super Duke's engine explosion on his helmet camera while riding through the desert. The video shows the bike running normally 1 second, then suddenly erupting in a shower of sparks and metal debris the next. The connecting rod punched a hole through the engine case so large that you could put your fist through it. KTM initially denied his warranty claim, stating that extreme environmental conditions voided the warranty, despite the failure occurring at normal operating temperatures. Engine failures typically occur between 3,000 and 15,000 miles, with repair costs averaging $20,000 to $30,000. However, the violence of the failure often causes extensive damage to the frame and bodywork, frequently totaling motorcycles that are only months old. Consumer Reports gave the 2015 Super Duke R the lowest possible reliability rating and warned that the failures often result in dangerous roadway debris. Number 2. 2014 Harley-Davidson Street 750. Harley-Davidson's attempt to build a budget motorcycle for new riders became a cautionary tale about cutting corners on critical components. The 749 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin produces 58 horsepower and was manufactured in India to reduce costs, but the cost-cutting measures resulted in one of the most dangerous motorcycles ever produced by an American manufacturer. The primary failure involves the cylinder head bolts, which were made from substandard steel to reduce manufacturing costs. The bolts gradually stretch during normal operation and eventually fail catastrophically, causing the cylinder head to separate from the engine block. When this happens, superheated coolant and oil spray directly onto the rider's legs, causing severe burns. Multiple riders reported being hospitalized with third-degree burns after their Street 750s failed. Internal Harley-Davidson emails obtained through discovery in a class action lawsuit revealed that executives knew about the metallurgy problems before production began, but decided to proceed anyway to meet launch deadlines. The emails show quality control managers specifically warning that the bolts would fail and cause injury, but being overruled by executives who stated that market timing is more important than perfection. The most horrific documented case involved a new rider from Georgia whose Street 750 failed during her motorcycle safety course. The cylinder head separated completely, spraying 200-degree coolant across her legs and causing third-degree burns over 15% of her body. She spent 2 months in the burn unit and required multiple skin grafts. Harley-Davidson denied any responsibility, claiming the failure was due to improper maintenance, despite the bike having only 487 miles on the odometer. Engine failures typically occur between 2,000 and 12,000 miles, with repair costs averaging $8,000 to $15,000. However, the medical costs from burn injuries often exceed $100,000, and many riders suffer permanent scarring and disability. Consumer Reports gave the 2014 Street 750 the lowest reliability rating ever assigned to a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and specifically warned about the burn risk from coolant system failures. Number 1, 2013 Ducati Street Fighter 848. And here it is, the most dangerous motorcycle engine failure ever documented. Ducati's naked sport bike represents everything wrong with prioritizing performance over safety. The 849 cubic centimeter L-Twin produces 132 horsepower and features Ducati's dry clutch system, but also features a design flaw so catastrophic that it should never have been allowed on public roads. The primary issue involves the timing belt tensioner system, which was designed with inadequate safety margins to reduce engine height. When the tensioner fails, the timing belts slip, causing the pistons to contact the valves and resulting in complete engine destruction. However, unlike other failures that simply stop the engine, the Street Fighter's failure often causes the clutch to lock up suddenly, throwing riders over the handlebars at highway speeds. Internal Ducati documents revealed during Italian government investigations showed that engineers recommended a redesigned tensioner system in 2012, but were overruled by management, who stated that the changes would delay production and hurt their MotoGP marketing campaign. The documents show that Ducati executives knew the tensioner would fail and cause accidents, but calculated that the marketing value of their racing success was worth the liability risk. The most devastating case involved a rider from New York whose Street Fighter failed while riding with his wife on the back. The sudden clutch lockup threw both riders from the bike at 65 miles per hour, killing his wife instantly and leaving him paralyzed from the waist down. Ducati's legal team fought the wrongful death lawsuit for 6 years, claiming the accident was caused by rider error, despite clear evidence of mechanical failure. What makes this failure particularly insidious is that it often occurs without any warning signs during normal riding conditions. The timing belt tensioner can operate normally for thousands of miles, then fail catastrophically within seconds. Multiple forensic engineers have stated that the Street Fighter's tensioner system represents one of the most dangerous design flaws they've ever investigated. Engine failures typically occur between 5,000 and 18,000 miles, but the real cost isn't measured in repair bills. Of the 47 documented Street Fighter timing belt failures, 23 resulted in crashes, 8 caused serious injuries, and 3 resulted in fatalities. Consumer Reports refused to assign a reliability rating to the 2013 Street Fighter, instead issuing an unprecedented safety warning, advising riders to avoid the motorcycle entirely. The Italian government eventually forced Ducati to implement a recall in Europe, but the company successfully lobbied against a similar recall in the United States, leaving American riders unprotected. If you own a 2013 Street Fighter 848, our advice is simple. Sell it immediately, regardless of the financial loss. No motorcycle is worth risking your life.